All right, guys, we are going over the new version 5 of the spreadsheets. We have so much to tell you guys, and there is one huge addition. Let's get into it. All right, guys, over here on the spreadsheets, we're just going to hit it off strong. The biggest, baddest, best update that we've ever had for this sheet is here. We have the damage calculator. We also changed it to where people can now edit certain parts of each or of certain documents. This is the only document currently that you're allowed to edit, and you're allowed to use this drop down bar right here, these two drop down bars, and you're allowed to edit inside of the comment section. So if you guys have a comment on it or something, or you want to, say something, you can. However, I would advise using the Discord link here, so that way you can kind of talk to us directly. That being said, let's see. First, let's break down how this works, right? So we have occupied and we have open, right? So if you're using this, and we're going to go down to the bottom one so that way we're not bothering anybody. But if you're using it, try to use occupied, and then if you're not using it, use open. And there's 10 calculators because we had so many people messing with them at the same time, and certain people couldn't they wanted to play with it but they couldn't, so stuff like that. That being said, let's go over some of this. You can change this to any character you want, and the data below will change with it. So for example, this is ZN Super Saiyan 3 versus ZN Super Saiyan 2. We can change that to Piccolo, let's say that. It's going to tell you the health of each character. Then it's going to tell you the melee damage applied to the other character. So if Super Saiyan 3 attacked Piccolo, he would do 3,197 damage. If Piccolo attacks Super Saiyan 3, he would do 2,460 damage. And it kind of gives you this color scale right here of green and red to show you who is higher and who is lower. So this is a single ki blast hit versus each one. Get this, guys. This stuff also brings armor into the situation because imagine how cool that is. Like, if your opponent has armor and let's say it only works on 3 hits, this calculator knows that and it adjusts to it. If it only works on 4 hits, it knows it adjusts to it. So it always adjust to the armor of whatever character you're playing against whatever character you have. So it calculates all of that data to keep it very, very accurate. Another thing is it goes over the blast. It literally tells you not only the names of each blast, but it tells you the position. So is it blast 1? Is it blast 2? Is it the ultimate? And it'll give you the name, and it will give you the damage if applied to the other character. So this is like a comparison calculator where you can see exactly what characters do to each other. Now, here's another cool thing. If you set one of the characters to Goku Z early, the interesting thing about Z early is he is the default of the game. There is no modifiers on him. So whatever any character does to Z early is their base values. So just an interesting little extra note. But yeah, guys, so this is, please come have fun with this. Just make sure we hit occupied, if we're using it. So we'll say we're using it right now. What characters do I have out right now? Krillin and Kid Trunks. Let's just do a little live test. So we have character 1 is Krillin. Kid Trunks is, no, that is definitely not Kid Trunks. All right, Trunks, where's Kid Trunks? We're gonna find him. Hopefully quickly. He has to be right here. There he is. Okay, good. All right, so so we know their health is 35,000. That means I think that's 2.5 health bars or something like that. 2.5 plus your red line. So our melee with Krillin should do 2,335, and our ki blast should do 296. So 2,335, so we're right on there. And 296, we're right on there. Now, what do we get if we do a Kamehameha? 6765. Let's go double check that. 6765. That's perfect. Spread energy wave. Okay, so this looks like it's really good, but the problem with spread energy wave is it's probably not going to hit. It's probably only going to hit like half the time. And the website's going to probably divide this in half, but we'll try it real quick. So it goes up and then it comes down, and see how 2 hits out of 6 hit. So that's the total amount of damage if all of them hit. Let's go to a different character. So let's do Max Power Roshi. All right, let's go back to here. Trade this out. Trade out Krillin. Let's find Master Roshi real quick. It's kind of fun though. Being able to just do this. Boom, look, it changes. That's so cool. I worked on this like a lot last night and this morning, and I've been trying to get all this done. It would not be possible without the editing team. And also a quick shout out to the new partners of our Discord right here, the CPU League. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but yeah, CPU League server, they like figure out how to make their own AIs and then they battle each other. It's crazy. Anyways, okay, so Master Roshi, for example, he has extra health, so he has 3 whole bars of health. He does 2,581 damage to Trunks. Let's see if this is true. I've never tested these 2 exact characters before. All right, so and then 234 for the Ki Blast. Let's look at that. 234, good. And we'll do one more thing. So 60, 55 for the Kamehameha. $60.55. Okay. Yep, that's spot on. Every single calculation is spot on. Now there might be a few calculations that might be like 1% off or something like that. Maybe at the, I don't know, like Hercule versus Broly, where it's like super far apart from each other. But honestly, for the most part, it should be spot on accurate for everything. So we're gonna open this up so other people know that they can use it. And other than that, let's go over some of the new stuff. Okay, so in this document, we have a lot of new stuff. So right here, so melee stat defense. This is your melee. I think it's with the armor included. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay, I know what it is. Okay, so all it is the percentage transferred into a decimal, so it's easier for us to multiply for the damage calculator. I remember now. Now the Ki Blast is the Ki Blast defense, which is your energy defense, added with the armor defense. So it adds the armor defense in the Ki Blast. However, it does not do it in the melee because we'll show you why later on. Let's see, energy defense. This is going to be your blast defense, essentially. Honestly, what I'll probably do is change this to blast, so that way we're not confusing people. And then we can change this. It's fine. It's fine for now. Okay, so anyways, that's the new stuff there. So for melee, we have a lot of new stuff. So we have the 4th hit, the 5th hit, and you can, I'll probably add the first hit, because the first 3 hits of a combo, 1, 2, 3, they do the same damage. Now we can figure this out quickly off of the 0% of Goku Z early. If you had 2 Goku Z earlies and then you hit, one hit the other, it would tell you the base damage of that character. It would be the raw damage, and then every character has several different multipliers or whatnot that we could easily do it. So this is the 5th hit damage for every single character. This is going to be the 5 hits after armor. So this is really cool. So this right here is, for example, 5 rush hits against a character without armor. This is if the same character hit a character with armor, like a giant or something. So those are the new melee ones. And let's see if we keep moving along. I think we added key blast damage into this one. It was in the old one. All right, so this section here is new, but I'm not too worried about this. This is mainly for the calculator. We're going to go over all this later, but if you guys want to know, here is the Blast 1's name. Here's how much raw damage it does. Blast 2's name, raw damage, Blast, and Ultimate Blast, raw damage. So this is all in this sheet, but we have another sheet that we teach you guys all about that, and that's actually better for supers. But this, it's nice though, because it keeps a lot of the information that you need on one sheet, so that's good. Other than that, I think this stuff is all the same as what it was. So let's go over to the next one. So this is going to be all your characters, and it's going to tell you what skills they have, what blasts they have. So it's really good to figure out if you, let's say, are looking for an instant transmission. You can figure out every character with instant transmission by just controlling F and trying to find it. So once you find the skill that you need, this gives you a detailed overview of every skill in the game. So if you notice right here, from melee buff to, I'm sorry, ultimate blast, this section right here, right, nope, this section right here, right, this is all the buffs. So for example, if the skill is a buff, like a servant, oops, let's make this bigger. A servant's latent power is a skill, right? So we would know that it gives you 3 melee, 1 defense, 3 key blast buff, -1 charging, 3 blast buff, and 0 ultimate. Now, a lot of people are like, well, what does 3 mean? Approximately, and we will, include this data later on, but approximately it's 5% per point, except for the ultimate blast. This last one, there's only one skill in the game right here, and it's give me your energy, and it's like 15% of a buff. But all the other ones are 5. They're 5% buffs. So right here, this gives you the type. So for example, now look how cool this is. So let's say you like Afterimage or Wild Sense, right? They have the type called Evade. Well, not every, let's do this, right? If we do, let's see, Afterimage, it's only going to give me so many skills. Now, obviously it's only 2. There's Afterimage, Strike, because this doesn't do duplicates. But you could go on the other page to find the duplicates. That being said, if you type in Evade, now it's different. Now you know that Afterimage, Strike, Dark Eyes, I think that's with Hirudegarn, Key Clone with Hit, if I'm not mistaken, Ultra Movement with UI Goku, Ultrasonic Sensor with, isn't that Analyza? And Wild Sense. Okay, so that's all your evasion skills. Then you could go look up any one of those skills in the other page. We'll probably end up putting those types in the other page, so that way it'll make it easier because you can highlight all of them at the same time. But we'll do that on probably version 5.1. Other than that, you could look up sparking. So any character with instant sparking right here, it has sparking. Any character that has a key move, so even greater potential, gives you a little bit of key, so therefore it gives you instant key. If it's unblockable as well, we have that. If it gives you armor, we have that. If there's a cutscene in it, we have that. So this is really all the data you would ever need for skills. And then now, if we go to Blast, oh man, this is so huge. So there's not 3 on every single one, because there's 2 characters that have replacement blasts. That would be Android 18 and Goku from Dragon Ball Super right here. See how he has 4. So this right here, he has replacement, which is, this is on a specific outfit. If you pre-ordered the game and you got the adult Goku with the power pole, he gets the power pole dance, which is a rush blast, and that is where that is, and it gives you all the data you need on that. Now this has every blast in the game, but it gives you so much more data than what we had earlier. So this gives you the damage if it's boosted. The calculator only uses the base damage. It doesn't do boosted damage. Not everything can be boosted, so it just made it simpler on it. Now on the website, we'll probably update that, so it'll give you both. Blast impact power. Okay, so blast impact power is the higher number will overwhelm the other, but if the number is the same, they'll clash into each other, causing a beam clash. Now, max expend energy, trigger energy. So for example, this right here is a rush super. I don't know which one it is, but it's a rush super, and you have to spend so each key bar is 10,000 key. So this is 1.5 key bars in order to do to start the super, but then you're going to start dashing at them. On impact, it will do an additional 15,000 key, or 1.5 bars of key, and then you will have a total of 30,000. So this is your total, and this is your trigger amount. Now, each rush super actually has a different speed. See how this one is faster than this one? So this tells you the speed of each one, and you can use this to compare to each other, so that way you know which one is faster and stuff like that. Now, another thing is rush supers usually don't affect giants. However, some of them do. Like this one right here says, yes, this is Super Saiyan 3 Ultimate with Dragon Fist. So you can scroll through this and figure out what dash supers allow you to hit giants with them. So not all dash supers bounce off. Some of them they land. Move limit time is while you're dashing, how many seconds can that dash be held? And so these are the amount of seconds that can be held. This tells you if a blast is unblockable. This tells you if a blast will destroy the map. Like for example, Planet Namek, you know how it destroys Planet Namek? This one will tell you if the audience will flee from the stands in the World Tournament. This is going to tell you if lock-on is needed. Now, what does that mean? That means if someone solar flares you and you're like, hey, where'd you go? You know, that means you're not locked on. And if it says true, that means you cannot use this super unless you are locked on. So it needs a lock on in order to use it. Now, the next one is beam clash capable. So it tells you if it's available for a beam clash. This one will tell you if it's available for a dash class, like 2 rush supers coming into each other. So yeah, let's move over a little bit. So right here we have traits. Now these are a lot of different things, and we have it in different columns for basically coding and formulas and stuff like that. But you can look up trait 1, 2, or 3, or this operational trait. I'll give you guys a few examples. So this one's chargeable, in sparking mode, unguardable, player after hit. So these are like just really cool things to know about each one. I'm going to scroll down until we find one over here. So hold on, let's try to get this up. So you also take damage. You also take damage. You also take damage. I think that's it. That's for those. And then if you look over here, player after a hit, that would mean played after a hit. So that's like a rush super, and on contact, when it hits you, like a cutscene would happen, and so stuff like that. And some of them will shoot a beam, and when the beam hits, a cutscene happens. So there, yeah. So there's that. And then here, over here on the last one, let's see this real quick. When your opponent switches body, you cannot use transformations, switch skills. You cannot use transformations, switch skills, blast, or ultimate blast. So it limits what you can do after this hits you. So this is just an operational trait. yeah, so that's it, guys, for the blast. So we went over the skills, we went over the blast. Now let's go over the rush chains because this is new too. There's so much stuff in this document. This is just insane. So we went through and we figured out every follow up for every single smash with every single character in the game for you guys. So if you like a certain character and you want to know what follow ups or what smashes they have, this document has everything in here for you. Another thing is it tells you the direction and it tells you if it's a light throw or a heavy throw. Now a light throw is like a quick grab that someone, if they hit guard at the right time, it'll what we call tech the grab, or it'll like slap their hand away and say nope. You know, heavy over here, for example, heavy, it doesn't allow them to tech the grab. So like if it lands, it lands. Like there's no way out of it unless you dodge it or interrupt it with like a punch. But you can't hit, you can't interrupt it with a tech. So it'll tell you if it's heavy, it'll tell you if it's light, it'll tell you the direction it's thrown. And if you want to know the damage, guys, the damage is on the stat sheet. So if we go to the stat sheet, you can go to the throw damage for whatever character you want to see, and it should be in the melee. Yep, see throw damage, and then it'll tell you if this throw is stronger or weaker. And let's see right over here. So we're going to go back to it. Key blast chains. Okay. And we also have other information. So a lot of the medium or smaller characters don't have a throw on the ground. And let's see. I'm trying to find one with some notes because I know we made some. Oh, here we go. So this one right here, drain a quarter of health points, and one key bar can only take what they have. Doesn't work on androids. So if you see this little arrow, that means it has a special grab for that character. So yeah, that's something to know. See, there's another one. I think it's the same thing. But yeah, anyways, so that is our rush chains with throws. Now let's go to key blast. Now this one, this is so crazy. There's so much information in this worksheet, like it's just crazy. Every single character has 8 different key blasts. They have 4 key blasts and 4 charge key blasts. They have 8 different possibilities, I should say. Because if you see here, Goku early, for example, he has 2 of the same. You can see someone right here is looking in here, so they're using it. That's really cool. So right here, he has the same here and the same here. So the only difference is this one is done when you're standing, this one's done when you're moving, this one's done when you're doing the short dash, and this one is done when you're jumping. And the same thing with the charge key blast. So these are all the charge key blasts. And certain characters are different. I know a lot of them are the same, but there are certain characters where they have like 4 different keys. I'm trying to find one real quick. Like I know it exists because I had to do all these. It's definitely a rare occasion. Most of them have the same. However, there are some in here that are different. So I don't know. Anyways, we're not gonna spend too much time on it. But that being said, like, yeah, just check it out, especially for your characters that you like to play, because there is some really cool info. And another thing, guys, if you want, you can hit Control F and hit I think it's Paralyze, right? And it will tell you every single character. So there's 37 characters. Oh no, there's 37 different key blasts. See, this character has 4 different ones. So yeah, it'll highlight every single character that has a paralyzed charge key blast. So I know some people are interested in that, and like, look at this character right here. The only paralyzed charge key blast they have is their jump smash key blast. That's it. So a dash key blast is not going to work, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it matters what input. Sometimes it's different from the rest of them. So that is kind of helpful, I would say. So if you guys are interested in that stuff, then that is there for you. We also have the sparking buffs. Okay, so sparking buffs essentially is it breaks down all the characters in the game, and then it tells you the buffs that it gives. So it's kind of like the skills buffs, if you remember those. So these right here is going to be, see right here, where you have melee +4, so that's a 4 emblem that'll pop up on your screen, 4 ki blasts, 4 blasts, and this is with Kid Gohan. And another thing is, if this character goes sparking, does it go into, does it have armor? And so Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan does. A lot of these characters do. Raccoon, #awesome. Raccoon does. So yeah, like that. And I would like to note on one character in here. Let me find him. So Majin Vegeta. I don't know if you guys heard me talk about him before, but Majin Vegeta's right here, and for some reason that is not updated. I think it was because we were trying to put a note on it. This is the most broken character with a sparking buff of armor. So I remember doing this yesterday and I added a note. I'll come back and do it later. I don't know why it didn't save the work, but yeah, so he's the most broken armor in the game, like the best armor in the game, 100%. He gets a 25% buff, everyone else gets 10. And it's harder to break his armor as well. So other character like higher tier characters, like let's say Gogeta Super Saiyan 4, usually he just ignores armor altogether. But when you're fighting Majin Vegeta, it like takes a few hits for him to start ignoring the armor. I think it's like 3 hits. Okay, so the next thing is items. We didn't change anything with this, so just a quick rundown. You have the item's name, the capsule number. I think I could. Okay, and then you have the color, the stars, and the price. Now the stars and the price are actually linked. Not everything can be bought though. So you see, like, you have Super Shenron Wish. I don't know if they fixed this or not. We'll have to double check. Let me know in the comments below if they have fixed Broly's ring, please. It would definitely help. And so this right here is the last sheet, because the other one's just for it's just the same thing as the calculator. It's just an admin's version, so we're not bothering people when we're using it. Yeah, so this is the old sheet. Think you've already seen this sheet many times, but it goes over the classes, how many hits you need before you stagger a giant, how much your 5x combos do, what's your attack difference from the default, attack percentage difference, and so on and so forth. So this, if you want to see like certain numbers, a lot of them are here. How much ki does it take for a short dash? So all this stuff's in here, guys. This is I think this is the coolest stuff ever. But yeah, and then this right here, I'm kind of wondering, I see a lot of people, like, you can see people using it right now, but no one's using this no one's using this right here, this filter where it says occupied or open. I would highly recommend you guys use it, just for the fact of, if you don't and someone was to, you know, start changing stuff, it might mess with you. So if you want people to not mess with the calculator while you're using it, just turn it to occupied. You just hit this little drop down and then you can hit occupied. I'm not going to mess with them at this current second, but yeah. And then you can change these characters to any character that you want, and it will just automatically adjust everything for any character in the game. So just put a few on here, and then like I said, it has a really nice color coding pattern, so that way you guys can see that, and it just shows and highlights the differences for you guys. Other than that, guys, that is it for the 5th generation update. The reason we're going version 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 instead of going like 5.1, 5.2, for example, which we do that as well. The problem is whenever we just do a complete overhaul to everything, that's when we go to the next version. So it's in its very early stages, and that's why we kept going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. Now I don't think we're going to be drastically changing it. I think we have an extremely good foundation for everything now. So we're probably just going to be doing slight adjustments. So you'll probably see like 5.1, 5.2, and stuff like that from now on. But right now, let me know what you guys think. The website is coming, and also to do the character comparison sheets that I was talking about, I needed to do the calculator. But I thought about it and I was like, well, why am I just going to keep it to myself? So that's why I pasted it 10 times over and let people have access to it, just so you guys can like play with it before it goes on to the website, because the website is going to be, the calculator on the website will be infinitely better. It's going to be, it's going to give you all the information there. It's going to be easier to use. There's going to be a search filter, so that way you don't have to scroll all the way through 182 characters. And it's going to have like pictures and everything else to help you guys along. But it's just going to be way better. This is just a preview. This is just something that yeah, just something that I think you guys can play with in the meantime, and it's just interesting in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. I like messing with it and seeing all the different stats for all the characters compared to each other. Um, but that being said, guys, that is about all I have for you guys. If you guys want to train with me, we're doing a Patreon. I think I charge people $5, and we get together as a group every Thursday and train together. It really helps because, like, I think I spend about $100 a month on my YouTube and Discord, and I'm just trying to kind of I'm just trying to combat that a little bit so that way hopefully I can break even. Um, not really trying to make a killing or anything, just trying to help as many people out as possible while at the same time at least breaking even, because I can't go negative forever. Other than that, guys, I really appreciate your time. Yeah, the support that I get on my channel is just absolutely insane. It really drives me to keep helping you guys more and more and more. I'll see whatever I can do. I try to give you guys as much tools and information as I possibly can for free. Um, but yeah, it would really help out if you join the Discord and even possibly sign up for the Patreon, especially if you're interested in getting better at the game. Because even if you're better than me at the game, I don't think there's a single human being that plays the game that knows more about the game than I do. So even if you were hypothetically better than me, then I could still help you get better. And it would just help as well. Um, we, but anyways, guys, that'll be it for today. I will see you guys in the next one.